Welcome to Dirty Texas Outfitters. So I met Sam at Dirty Texas Outfitters last year through my day job. For those of you that don't know, I'm the creative lead over at Alpha Dog Nutrition, so I produce all of their hunting videos and creative content and stuff like that. And I'm lucky enough to travel around and go on all sorts of awesome hunts, whether it be buddy hunts with kennels we work with or outfitters like Sam. And last year we went down in December and we actually had such a good time. We went back for a second trip. Crane hunting with Sam, and we had an absolute blast. While we were down there crane hunting, immediately Joe and I noticed just how good of a job Sam does. He does everything to make sure his clients have a great hunt, and I'm not just talking about a successful hunt, because Sam does that. We absolutely smash birds down there, getting limits just about every single day with huge hunts, big feeds, tons of birds. So that was a bunch of fun. But what Sam does just at camp and for the clients to make sure they're having a great time at the camp life too. Sam does an absolutely tremendous job. He's just, I can't say enough about him. He's such a good outfitter. He's so awesome to work with. And while we were down there, I noticed as we were driving around, like, wow, there's actually some good deer around here. And he told me that he was adding deer hunting to part of his outfit. So I knew I wanted to go deer hunting down this year. So Sam and I got to talking. He invited me and my girlfriend down there to go deer hunting, and I knew I couldn't pass this up. You know, it's kind of funny. I'm too busy hunting for a living that I don't get to do much hunting of my own anymore, which is kind of a good problem to have. But this was kind of like my big trip of the year. I wanted to go down to Texas, shoot my first Texas whitetail, see what the bow hunting was like down there. So me and my girlfriend Katya headed down with high expectations, and I was just so excited to see Sam again because I haven't seen him since January of last year. So after the 20-hour drive down there, we got in the blind for like kind of a last-minute hunt because we got there a little bit earlier than we were planning on and didn't see much that night, but I was super stoked for morning number one. Sam has been sending me pictures for the last couple of months, and I knew exactly what stand he was sending me, and he had been showing me these trail camera pictures, and there was a gorgeous 10-pointer in there. And then this buck that I was really excited about, he was a super mature deer. He didn't have much of a rack. He was a nice 7-pointer. But he was super old. I'm guessing at least 4 years old, but I wouldn't be surprised if this deer was 6-7 years old. He was just a super mature deer. So I went into morning hunt, the first morning hunt, just absolutely stoked.
just sick to my stomach right now. Sam sent me to like his #1 spot. There's a doe blowing by me right now. Sam sent me to his #1 spot, and there was 2 good deer in here. There was a really mature deer that was a 7-pointer. He's a nice buck, but his rack isn't super impressive. And then there's a real pretty 10-pointer. And I had them both right here in front of me, feeding for like 20-30 minutes before there was decent shooting light. And then they kind of spooked off and came back, and I got a little nervous that they were gonna go away. I still didn't have the best light, and I came to full draw, and I had to sit there for like a minute and a half at least. And finally that more mature deer, I mean, his rack isn't near as big as that 10-pointer's, but his body just dwarfed the 10-pointers. I mean, that deer's 4.5 years old. And I put the pin on him, and I have no idea what happened. I mean, it's a 20-yard chip shot, and I sent it low and back. I can see my hole in the deer. He's standing out here right now at 70 yards. He's kind of hunched up. I just feel so terrible, man. That should have been a chip shot. The crazy thing is that 10-pointer ran off right away, and he's been back several times, never in range or whatever, but kind of out walking by the deer that I shot. I don't know what to do. The deer is clearly, he's hurting. I mean, alright, right now he's just slowly moving left to right. I can't believe that. I don't know why that happened. I don't know how I messed that up. I went down and checked my arrow. I mean, the arrow has no blood on it, no guts on it. It looks like a clean mess. I could visibly see the hole in that deer way low and back. Like if I got into his gut, I don't know. But I'm gonna go back to the house, review the footage like on the big computer. My goodness, what a mess. Well, dude, sorry I suck.
You don't suck, man. It happens to everybody. Getting some breakfast fired up on the griddle. Hopefully it's going to be a good rest of the day. Going to get back after it this afternoon.
So obviously I was just super disappointed with myself. Not, only for wounding a deer. That's always worst case scenario, but I came down here to try to make this video for Sam to make him look good, and he rolled out the red carpet for me and gave me just the best opportunity possible, and I flubbed a 20-yard shot. Just felt sick to my stomach because at this point I didn't know if that deer was going to live or die or what was going to happen, but it was obviously clear that we needed to give that deer some time. So, Sam whipped us up a big breakfast, doing it up like he does, just taking great care of us, constantly encouraging me, letting me know like it's all right, let's go find this deer, and if we don't, he's still alive, you can come back during rifle season and get after him again. And he was just a good buddy because I tried to make light of it and make jokes around camp, but I was just trying not to puke. I was just sick to my stomach. So, we had a big breakfast. I kind of went out and helped Sam with some camp chores and did some content with him for some of the stuff that he had to do for his business side of things, and then we went to look for the buck.
We're supposed to be in whitetail mode.
The cranes are migrating in, my guy. They're out in the hayfield right there. They're in tall stuff. It's good to know. It's October and we got birds on the ground. Season starts next weekend, so we're going to take them to Pound Town.
Okay, so this is where the buck I shot kind of just went back into the cover. Obviously this morning did not go as planned. I thought, at first I would have thought for sure that deer is going to live, and I just kind of skimmed his skin. But the arrow has no blood, no guts, no nothing on it, but it does stink, and there is like just a hole right in the bottom of that deer. So I don't know what to think of whether that deer is going to live or die, and there's no blood to follow, so we're just going to go in here and see if, I don't know, maybe he bedded up and died. He did look like he was hurting. He stood out in that field for a good half hour, so if I would have just grazed his skin, I think he would have just ran off, but we'll see.
Alrighty, I am back in the blind. Obviously, I'm just super disappointed in what happened this morning. I mean, Sam gave me just a golden opportunity. I had two beautiful bucks right in front of me at 20 yards, and just to make a good shot. So that was really disappointing. I have a feeling that the buck I shot, we went and looked for him a little bit this afternoon, and he didn't have any blood or anything. So right now I'm gonna go back and hunt that same spot in the morning, listen for buzzards. But I think he's probably still alive, so I'm over a different feeder tonight, kind of hoping for a hog with the bow. Katya is sitting with Sam somewhere else. She's gonna try to shoot a deer tonight. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm really, really bummed about what happened this morning. I mean, those are both just beautiful deer. The one I shot was just a super mature deer, but hopefully I have some luck tonight. We'll see what happens.
So on this hunt, I obviously had that spike come in, and Sam had given me the green light to shoot a spike, and I was really thinking about it, but this deer was kind of wigged out. He kept running back and forth, and after shooting that big buck and not really knowing what to expect and hoping to maybe get back on that buck, I didn't want to shoot this spike. But I had another opportunity there, and the next morning I actually went back to the exact same blind and saw another nice young deer, just not something that I wanted to shoot, and he didn't really present me with a shot anyway, but he was a really pretty buck.
Well, I'm back in that same stand that I sat the first morning I was in Texas, where I shot that mature 7-pointer. I was really hoping that either him or the buck he was with would come back out here. There's also been a little group of like 3 8-pointers, 2 of which were pretty nice. And right at first light, that little group of does came out, 4 or 5 of them. They fed for a while, and they kind of moved off a little bit, and then they came back and fed. And I kept hearing something over my left shoulder back here. And then those doe kept looking into the woods. I was hoping maybe it would be a buck, so I kind of didn't. I waited, even though today's goal was like shoot a deer, whether it's a doe or a buck or whatever. I kept waiting to see if a buck would come out, and something was just making a racket behind me, and eventually those does just took off. And I'm really regretting not shooting, especially that one that was sitting there broadside for like 15 yards for like 2 minutes. Should have definitely shot one of them and bring home some meat. We have not found my buck yet. I'm still just absolutely sick about that. I mean, I've replayed the moment. I've replayed the moment over and over and over in my head. I mean, he was right there. Couldn't have asked for a better shot opportunity. Would have been nice to get some meat this morning, that's for sure. But I'm gonna sit for a little bit. I mean, it's still fairly early. The sun's just completely come up, so maybe one of those groups of bucks will come out. Maybe the does will come back. Who knows?
So this brings us to our last afternoon hunt. We only got a couple days to hunt Texas because of both mine and Katya's work schedule, and I went back to that same stand where I shot the buck on the first morning, and I had a pretty slow hunt. The farmer had actually just planted or tilled or did something to that field, and I think that just kind of messed with the deer, and I didn't see anything that night. Katya had a heck of a hunt. I wasn't sitting with her, so I didn't get it on video, but she was able to take some footage on her phone, and she had so many deer around her, including a couple really nice bucks, especially this one 8-pointer that she was really hoping to shoot. But she said they just kept piling out, and there were so many deer inside of 10 yards of her blind that she just couldn't get to full draw. So these deer kept kind of leaving and coming back again, leaving and coming back again, and this nice 8-pointer is standing there at 30 yards under the feeder, and Unfortunately, Katya took the shot and missed, and of course that sucks. You hate to miss, but at least she didn't, wound the deer. I'd much rather have a clean miss than a wounded deer on her hands. So Katya and I were both pretty disappointed about that. That's just part of the way it goes, but while Katya and I were sitting, Captain Randy was also out in the blind, and fortunately he was able to have more success than us. I think at this point Sam was kind of starting to realize, hey, Zach sucks at hunting and obviously isn't gonna kill a deer of his own, so he gave Randy the green light to shoot something so that they could at least send me home with some meat and all the coolers I brought down, expecting to shoot a deer. And Randy did that, and Randy made us a bet. He said, I bet you'll have this deer gutted, skinned, quartered, and deboned and in the cooler in less than 10 minutes. And I thought he was full of it. There is, no way he's gonna pull this off. Well, we set the timer, and Randy had that deer in the cooler and was drinking a Michelob Ultra with 2 minutes left on the clock. Randy's a deer guy down there, and this guy knows how to take care of a deer. He had that thing whipped out. I've never seen someone do that so quick, and it was awesome to watch. So if you head down to Dirty Texas Outfitters and you're deer hunting, you're going to be in great hands, and you know that if you get one, you're going to come home with some clean meat that Randy has processed for you, and it's just amazing to watch. So again, I can't say enough about Sam and Dirty Texas Outfitters. We have an absolute blast down there crane hunting. Deer hunting was amazing. I feel so sick for Sam that I couldn't make this happen. Really, the motto of the story is Sam did his job the best he could. I got, on the first morning, a shot opportunity at a mature buck. I saw another huge buck. Katya got a shot opportunity on a nice 8-pointer, and in 3 days of hunting, I mean, what more could you ask for in an outfit? We just didn't make it happen. So Sam took great care of us. We had so much fun. We cooked out, told stories. I've never laughed so hard in my life, and there's so much that happened down there that just couldn't make this video because of time. We did some hog hunting with the thermals. That was an absolute blast. Sam's got state-of-the-art thermal imaging and ARs to use down there, so if you want to book a hog hunt with him, he has that available. We also did some quail hunting, another thing that Sam has to offer. He's got 2 amazing GSPs. It's awesome to watch those dogs work, and we had an absolute blast doing that. Randy also shot a coyote. I mean, the man's a killer. He was driving around and doing his thing, checking deer blinds and what else, and he had an opportunity at a coyote, and he was able to smoke a coyote as well. There's tons of coyotes down in Texas, so you never know when one's going to step out, and Randy capitalized on that. So I just want to thank Sam again so much for having us down. Again, we had a blast. This guy does everything possible to give you not only the best hunt of your life, but the best time of your life. I've hunted with quite a few outfitters, and hunting is hunting, so you can never have a guarantee. But with Sam, at this point, I don't ever think that I'm not going to get an opportunity for a great hunt, because he just has it so dialed. He puts so much time in to ensure success, and then even after that, he puts in time to make sure you're having an absolute blast, and you're enjoying your time at his camp. And I'd keep on going, but I'm nervous that Amber might think I got a man crush on Sam, but he's just awesome. And I want to thank him again for having us down. I cannot wait to get down there crane hunting again, Sam. We're coming back with Alpha Dog Nutrition in December and January again. Super stoked. If you guys want to check out the old videos from last year from our crane hunting, we had an absolute riot. We killed a pile of birds. Those are on the Alpha Dog Nutrition page. I'll link that below. For now, we got more hunting on the Growing Wild side of things. We're doing a bunch of fun stuff at Alpha Dog Nutrition. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.